some real numbers
None.
behind the numbers.
I'm gonna add more zeros to
Okay.
it. Everybody's getting more zeros added to what they're already getting paid. All right, everybody.
Thank you.
12 more zeros. We're making a lot here. Okay. Hey,
Those
hey,
seven
welcome,
seven
welcome,
figures.
welcome, welcome. Yeah, welcome, 12 figures. Welcome to Nothing But Answers Thursday night edition. We decided to pop in a little earlier this week because we'll be on tomorrow regular scheduled time. Well, some of us will be. Some people might be some cuts made. But again, welcome to Nothing But Answers, a place where you can come to get all the answers you're looking for because we have them. But we have our version of the answers. Okay, we're gonna give you our version of the answers. We're gonna keep up the latest topics, and we'll talk about what's going on in the room because the room is popping. And so we thank you for all the comments. So, but here we go. Today we're gonna talk about Doc. What are we talking about today?
Today we're gonna talk about sex, but sex in the workplace, since that was one topic that was brought up in the group. And I mean, you
Sex-
guys can bring up other topics that came up in the group this week. The purpose is to try a new night, see if we get some new folks to listen in because some people were saying that Friday nights are not good for them because Friday night is the start of the weekend for some folks.
Mhm.
So they're doing things. Thursday night they could possibly be around. Or another night during the week they could possibly be around because they're not going anywhere because they have work the next day.
Mhm.
So, we just want to
Right.
try to, include everyone in the group in any way that we can. We will also be doing the little short pop-ups here and there during the weeks, to talk about subjects that come up, just so, we can get everyone to participate on their own time.
Sounds good.
Mhm. So
So
tonight
we,
we're
we
talking
do
about,
ask.
go ahead.
I would say we do ask everybody to go over to the Nothing But Answers YouTube channel, like, subscribe. You can also watch us there live as well. We love the participation in the room. Hopefully, we can carry that over to the YouTube channel as well. And I did put in the room if you guys want to zoom in and say something. You won't be on camera, but we can hear you. You can zoom in and if with any questions or things you guys would like to say. But go ahead, Doc. Let's take it away. Let's go.
All right, all right, all right. So interesting statistic. Between 40 and 52% of people have had a sexual relationship with a colleague.
Oh my.
Duh. I mean, you're there
A
like
lot of
half your
people.
life. Yeah, but you're there half your life. I would think you would find a hole at work to fill.
Woo!
Hey.
That's a lot. That's a lot of people, but there are still 48 or 60 to 48% of people who are not having sex at work, Daryl.
It's 48 people that are lying about having sex at work.
That's not true.
That's what it is. That's what it is. 48 people
And half of those
that,
folks have work wives and work husbands, and they're still not having sex.
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
That's what. Hey, Ruth, you can believe what you want to believe. Okay. You can believe that your work wife and work husband ain't doing nothing. Okay.
Whatever.
You can believe it. I'm not saying I'm not speaking about in your case, but I'm saying if somebody's designated a title, they got that title for a reason.
We've been down that path. Okay.
They didn't get that title.
Right.
They didn't get that title because they're the best paper copier in the building. Okay.
Woo.
But like Daryl said, though, you spend most of your time at work, so we know that a lot of relationships are built because of proximity. You might end up with somebody you weren't even attracted to at first.
True.
Let Daryl tell it.
Right. Yeah, that happened to me. Yeah, that definitely happened to me.
And then you build that attraction from proximity, right, Doc?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you build an attraction because I never became attracted to them physically, but mentally their personality was was enough to kind of get us through until we went outside and other people looked at her like they were scared, and then I was like, "This is not gonna work."
Poor thing.
How do you tell someone that?
Right.
Well, it's funny because I was younger when this happened. And I
goodness.
thought I was doing a good thing by expressing to her that it's a great thing. It's so great because you're always told to love somebody who for what's on the inside, not what's on the outside. And I was like, listen, I really like you for, who you are. I'm not really physically attracted to you, but I like you for what's on the inside. And she started crying, and I was like, wow, I really touched her with my words, and it was a different type of touch. Broke her spirit. But I really was saying it sincerely. Like, it was not something I was saying as a slight in any way. I thought it was great that I cared for her, despite her not being physically attracted to me.
Wow.
Did the relationship continue after that discussion?
I mean, she wasn't going nowhere. She was ugly.
Oh my.
Oh, Daryl.
Wow.
That's mean.
Wow.
That's a big wow.
Yes. So she did not break up with you after that discussion.
Oh, brother. How many of you have been with somebody because they had a car or money and they weren't the most attractive? You went to lunch every day with them.
Not I.
So I hate people who just act like they don't do certain things. Like, I can't stand looking at them, but it's a but a reason why. So let's be honest about these things. This happens.
Oh man,
Unbelievable.
Those blurry, watery eyes.
Yeah.
You can't get past that. Just can't get past that when you in your late 20s, early 30s.
I hope she built some esteem up after that experience.
Yes.
I hope.
Well, it was a learning experience for both of us. I learned that.
Would you learn?
It's a lie to talk about care for somebody who's on the inside, not the outside, because people only care about you liking them on the outside.
So you learned nothing, basically. You learned nothing.
What do you mean? I'll never tell nobody I like it from on the inside again if I don't like the outside. I know that.
Oh, so now, okay, let me understand. You have to like the outside as well as the inside. It can't be exclusive, like outside. Is it outside and inside for you?
What inside are we talking about? Because
inner.
One inside inward. I'm going to really like.
No, down the inner person, the personality, everything we just talked about.
No, I mean, I think that doesn't. To me, it matters. I mean, because someone can be very beautiful, but they have a personality or a stink attitude. That definitely doesn't make you want to be around them. Unless their butt is really big, then you like.
Okay, I knew there was one exception.
That's some caveat.
Her attitude stinks, but her butt. No, I'm only kidding. No, I think personality really does matter because I think physical attraction is really important, and especially today because again, this is very interesting. I wonder where this stat lies. I know a lot of dates are made. They say like 1 out of 2 dates or something like that are made on social media through apps or things of that nature. So I wonder if work relationships are still, predominantly where you're meeting people, or is it online taking over? Because again, even if I'm at work, I still can go online and scroll and find, whomever for the night. I mean, whoever you want to.
And a lot of jobs are online now too. So you're meeting, coworkers online.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then with the rules and things of that nature and the Me Too and things, it's very difficult to try to talk to someone at work because you say one wrong thing to somebody, you could be done. So it definitely makes you more apprehensive, because you trying to go smell a girl's chair when she stands up that's shunned on now. You can't do that anymore.
What just happened? What just happened here? I was listening really carefully to that point.
So that's one of their
immediately HR.
So there's some questions that you should ask yourself if you're going to be involved in a workplace relationship. And Daryl hinted at one of them. Is it mutual?
But how do you know if it's mutual in the beginning, right? That's when you're trying to see if this person is interested in you, and you're trying to. I don't know how you go about it, but whatever you do could be perceived as wrong. I think that's why people really are gun shy because if that person's not overtly letting you know they're interested in you, you could be getting the wrong signal. Like, she handed me.
Could be called an HR.
Copier.
Exactly.
Right. Now you got to explain why,
why you
over by her desk every day, breathing heavy.
That's gonna be a hard explanation.
For real.
Right.
You smelling chairs and whatnot.
Right. Some of these things back in the day were more acceptable.
Not that.
It
Yeah,
wasn't
and
a fireable
that's an
offense.
important point because I think even that light flirting that people used to do could be
Right.
misconstrued if the person is not interested.
Right.
Well, think about it. Even that little touch on the shoulder could really be a problem now, right? If you walk with somebody, you tap them on the shoulder, and it could be in it again. Because it's not about what you are, your intentions is how they perceive it,
That's right.
right? You know, so that becomes a problem. So people aren't, you know, as I think maybe that's why workplace may be dying. I don't know. I'm just asking. This is my guess. It might be dying down some. Plus, like you said, a lot of people working from home. Nobody wants to go to the office. And if I can just shop on my phone for what I'm looking for, then that makes it a lot easier. And you don't have to even put yourself out there because I can send anybody a "How you doing? Good morning" text, and that takes nothing from me. I can do it from the safety of my own home. It's easy than me trying to approach someone and really actually have a conversation with them. So that's tough. That's tough too. What do you say? How do you, you know, even engage in it from the beginning?
I don't
Where
think
did
it's
they-
dying down. I don't think it's dying down. I think we're not young anymore, so we're not involving ourselves in these type of I want to be careful what I say.
Well,
and
but
these
even-
kind of activities anymore.
Well, think about it. Like certain places, they have, you know, people work there all ages. You have new people coming in, and we know who, for the most part, sometimes you know who's messing with who or who's dating who.
People
whatever,
think you
right?
don't know, but
You don't-
we
right.
always
Right.
That's
You don't-
somebody always knows.
You don't even see.
Yeah.
You don't even see people even, you know, kind of congregating by each other's desk as more. You know what I mean? You don't see that as much. Like I said, because like I said, people are almost allergic to the office. That's a big part of it. You know, people don't want to be in office to begin with. So, you know, I do think it. And again, and Leanne, you may be right too, because this is not something that we have any numbers on. This is definitely what we see or whatever. But I haven't seen the relationship as much. And like I said, the one study I did read, they said I think every 1 out of 2 relationships are basically conceived through some type of social media or dating at this point. But you know, like I said, it's tough because like you can say anything and be gone. You know, and that makes it very difficult. And again, why would I put myself through that when I can go on my phone and kind of order what I'm looking for?
Because of that butt.
That's why.
Right. Well, you could Uber Eat. Well, say again, there are some exceptions. There are some people that probably would walk through the office that, you know, people would.
It would be worth the risk for you, right?
It's worth the trip to HR.
Okay. All right. I hope it was.
You know.
So
So,
one of the other questions is that goes along with it, is it mutual? Is the relationship, or is it equal? Meaning, are you
What do you
on
mean?
equal footing? Because if you're the supervisor of this person,
Okay.
it's a different thing than if you guys are both of your
Right.
peers.
right. Hey, I think sometimes if you want to get that promotion, you got to do what you got to do.
But the funny thing about that is, if you're the one going for the promotion, the boss is the one that could get in trouble.
Right.
It's true.
You know?
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
it-
the boss
and
is
it-
the one because they're your superior. They're supposed
Right.
to not cross that line.
Right.
Right.
hmm
So you can do
Or-
what you got to do,
Or
but
the same thing. If you want to get this raise, you know.
and if you go to HR or maybe even the police and say that I could not get my raise unless I did XYZ,
Right. Well,
Then-
so you know,
So
in the past,
harassment.
it might have been a lot more difficult, but today, if you say something like that is really jumped on there, they're not playing that. Those things they're investigating immediately. There is no sweeping under the rug. If you even allude to it, they have to look into it, right? They have to. If you say something to a friend and somebody overhears it, like they have to, because no one, either job doesn't want to get sued. Like, well, you heard about it. You have to. So it makes it even more difficult to want to engage in these relationships. Not that they don't happen, because they do. because you never know where love or love for the night may happen.
Mm.
But you're working late, working late, you don't know what can come up.
Wow. And don't the cameras around the office place make it even more, scary for folks?
Where are you working at with all these cameras?
I work from home, but I'm just saying.
So the camera on your computer?
No, but I actually know of somebody in the workplace.
You could turn that off.
Hush, Daryl. Years ago, who was caught on camera with that colleague, and they both were fired because there was an office party going on at another area, and they thought it was cool. So that's why I'm asking that.
Well, they were
That's
really,
one of the questions. Do you smash at work?
No, I think
they did.
I'm sorry. I think you worded that wrong. Why would you not be smashing at work? How it should be labeled.
Because of what I just said. There are people looking at you. Their eyes on you.
I don't know, Ruth. Listen, sometimes, again, being married at 5 takes you out the game.
Daryl, I know these
people
people personally.
People. Well, you had 2 people that got caught, and
they
guess
got
what? Nobody else did. Nobody else did but them. People have sex work at all times, right? There's always,
they do.
The blind
they
spot,
do.
the place to do.
You mean in this day and time?
Well, you know what?
In
the building that I worked in, when I worked for the city, there was a couple that would be in the stairwell from time to time, and everyone
stairwell
knew
is a great
that
place.
they would be in the stairwell.
I guess there are no cameras in the stairwell.
Hey,
no cameras there?
I guess not.
Hey, I mean, sometimes you feeling a little frisky. You know what I mean? You might want to give a show to
That's
cover
some
your face
real
up.
high risk behavior.
It is. And even
High
as a
risk,
wife,
high risk, high reward.
Even as a wife thinking, oh, I can go to my husband's office and spice it up. I was like, that's not a good idea.
Your wife? Yeah, it's not. You said your wife?
I said as a wife.
Exactly. As a wife, the husband saying you come is a terrible idea. My side joint at work.
See, no, that's not. We're not talking side joint. Why does he always go there? I said it was a bad idea as a wife.
The wife,
and we let it go.
Them cookies, we were used to them cookies. We're going to try to get these new cookies.
Not used to those cookies at work, Darren. We're still talking
right. Yes, new environment.
Thank you. Cookies taste different at work.
That's right.
They don't. If you guys think that, then okay. I'm gonna let you know they don't. Same cookies. We're gonna tell you, oh, these cookies are different.
He sure did.
Ooh, they're so different at work. That's for you. We're doing that for you. Okay.
Next question.
Spice it up, but you can spice it up at other locations.
Right. Work is not a good idea. No.
Yeah, not for your wife. It's good for your work wife.
Don't keep emphasizing it, okay, Darren? Right. We got it.
It's good for your work wife. Only have sex at work with your work wife. That's why she's your work wife. Like you have sex with your regular wife at home. I have sex with my work wife at work. That's what happens. That's the point.
Unbelievable. So these folks are doing this at work, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And not getting caught.
Everywhere.
And not getting caught.
Most of the time you don't, but I think there are times you get caught, and that's where you don't see the 2 people the next day. So it was interesting because it was like at the one job I know there was a girl, she was messing with 2 guys. I want to say one was a supervisor. I can't remember what happened exactly, but all I know is the guys found out about it and they got into it, and then but she was married, and she was like,
"Oh wow!"
She was like, "I was a met." Yeah, she was out there,
Wow.
But she denied everything. But they had to let them all go because it was just they're like, well, again, because they're fighting for a reason. Like, they're not fighting over you because you're so bad, like you're so dope that they're just fighting over you. Somebody had to do something, so they let them all go. Sex at work can be crazy.
So then, did her husband find out why she was let go? That's my question.
I don't know. It was a different office. We just, we got the
That's interesting
version.
So she had 3.
She had it going on.
3 or more. 3 or more.
Yeah.
Because
3 or
you
more.
know, if it's 3, you know, it could be
It might
another
be
one.
5.
Yeah, that's how women get down sometimes.
Like the young lady who said that women have five
Yes.
men.
Mhm.
And again, so I have a question about that. I mean, did she have 5 men, or was there 5 men that were taking her down? Which one was it?
It's all about perspective.
It is.
Exactly.
I mean, you can't threaten me with a good time.
And you can't
got 5
threaten her
men.
with a
And if-
good time either, obviously.
Exactly.
Right,
If the woman
yeah.
has no
Hey, listen.
shame in it, it's
Right.
I hear you. I understand, but there's a thing called a double standard, and I'm not gonna be looked at the way she looked at.
very true. But if she doesn't care,
And she don't care.
Maybe she doesn't.
Okay, so this is the thing, and she won't be kept. So buy a
Maybe she
dog.
doesn't. Maybe she doesn't want to be kept.
Okay, cool. I mean, that's fine. But as long as you know that this road leads you to buying a dog and dying alone, then okay.
everyone dies alone unless you're in an accident.
Good point. Good point. You know, the reality is, Daryl, some people just don't want to be kept. They just don't. That's not the goal for them.
Hey, cool. But so we're talking about we think most people don't want to be kept, or most people want to be kept.
This day and time, I don't know. That percentage might be moving up a little bit. Not really sure.
I don't know about that. I think people are doing all these things, I believe, to be kept, right? People are getting these surgeries, guys and girls getting implants. Everybody's putting their
I
best.
would disagree.
So what are they doing it for?
Attention.
Okay.
Attention for what?
Clearly,
Attention
who's
for what?
for popularity, attention
But
from
yeah,
others. Even
nobody-
a lot of females will get butt enhancements and boob enhancements to be that baddie to another female. You never
Yeah, I
know
don't think-
what somebody's motives are. Some people
Yeah.
are just addicted to surgery.
Right, but certain things are general, right? Certain things we can kind of surmise, right? So if I said
They want to be
women
that chick. They don't need to be his chick.
okay, cool. So how many women are thinking that? So are we saying the majority of women are doing this because they just want to be that chick? I don't think so. I think the majority of people who are doing things like that, you try to get attention. Especially, I know, like at least the men are being honest. Like we're doing this, getting taller to get more attractive to women, right? We want to be able to be when they see us on app, we can say we're above 6 feet, so they can click on us. Because if we're not above 6 feet, they're not clicking on us. We're saying we're doing this for the attention of women, to get you guys. That's what we got to do to get in the game. Again, and again, I think some women can go through it, and I can't speak to them women. This is what my thoughts are to me. I think some women are doing it maybe for themselves. Very few, I would feel. I think some maybe, and I think the rest are doing it for attention. Are you doing it from attention for other women? Women say that. I don't know. But then those same women don't have
attention, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they want to be kept.
Again, so I'm speaking to majorities. I'm not speaking to friends. I think the majority of people are doing it to be kept. I don't think the majority of people in the world want to be alone. I don't think the majority of people are out here trying to be by themselves.
I think there's a difference between being alone and being lonely. Like,
people don't know the difference.
If you doing it for attention and to have this one, that one chasing you and being after you, doesn't mean you actually want to settle down and be living with somebody.
Okay, so we're saying most women just want to be chased. They don't want to be.
We're not saying most women. You're saying most women want to be kept, but we don't know that.
That's what I'm saying. Right. So that's what I'm saying. So most women don't want to be kept. They just want to be out there.
We're not saying it's either way. We don't know.
I don't understand what. See, this is when women can't be honest.
Oh my God!
You are being honest.
No, you're not.
So I read through a lot of the posts under Kiki Shepard's incident. I hate to bring this up again.
From all the single women.
A lot of the women are saying it's okay. She don't need him. She don't need no man.
Yes, so there's single women who don't have nobody. That's called.
I don't know if that's
called
true.
crabs in the barrel. Crabs in the barrel. That's what it's called.
Some of that might be. Some of them may be, but I don't know if all of them are.
No, not all. Not all of them. But I think that a lot of that's coming from a place of people who don't have anybody, who can't get anybody. Because again, especially we're speaking about women that look like us, how 1 out of 3 are married. So, or 1 out of 4, I can't remember, whatever the case may be, are married in a lifetime. So again, it would be some anger going on there. It would be, because even those responses don't make sense, because just because they had one argument, it's not like, well, hey, you guys should have kept this yourself. And want you to get counseling. Like, no, leave him with the baby. That doesn't make sense. You're advocating to break a relationship up of a man and woman because they're having a disagreement, and it doesn't look right. That doesn't make sense to me. That's not what I would. That wouldn't be a sensible response to me for someone who's in a relationship and who has a child. The first thing that happened wouldn't be leave them, right? It would be maybe how about you work through that. So what I see in that in on that post is a whole bunch of trauma, undiagnosed trauma that is being. Now you're
as
making
a
an
mental health
answer from it.
professional, I would not say that. But
Oh, what do you
I
see?
would say there's a
Tell me
bunch
what
of
you see.
undiagnosed trauma.
Yes, what is it then? What is it if you're against
We need to stop
relationships?
throwing that around.
Wait a minute. So if you're against relationships, if you're against working to make them better, where's that come
That's
from?
the extreme, saying that you're against them.
Well, what are you
I
against?
think
If
that's
you're
an
saying
extreme.
if you're telling them to break up, what is that? I don't know what that means. That means stay
That
together.
doesn't mean you're against relationships.
Yeah.
That may mean, as some of the people are saying, they're against being in a relationship where you're controlled, where you can't do what you want to do. That doesn't seem like a healthy relationship. So
What
that's
relationship was
different
that?
than being.
Oh wait, I'm sorry.
against-
What relationship was that?
What do you mean?
I'm saying what people are saying. This is not me,
We're-
Daryl. I'm saying what people are saying.
No, what I'm saying is that even when we're talking about, he didn't control her. He said he didn't like what she had on. He didn't tell her to take it off, did he?
But that's the comments are saying
Right,
that he
so the
comes off
comments
as
aren't even-
someone that's controlling or
The
trying to
comments-
control her.
The comments weren't even accurate to what was going on.
Mm.
Right? They saw what they wanted to see in the comments because he didn't say, don't wear this. He didn't say, don't have this on. What he said was, I don't think that's what a mom should wear. Right? I'm not telling you not to wear it. I'm not telling you not to take it, that you can't. I don't think you should. He said, I don't like it. I don't think you should wear it. He has a right to say that. I wouldn't say it in public. Right?
Mhm.
But you have a right to voice your opinion. But he didn't say, don't wear it. You shouldn't have that on. Take it off. Come home. He didn't say any of that.
Mhm.
So him voicing his opinion, even though it was the way it shouldn't have been on that platform, he's okay to say, I don't like what you have on. But the responses to what he said were, it went to another place. He's controlling her. He didn't try to control her. He voices it'd be no different than anybody said, I don't like something you're doing. I don't like the way you're talking to me right now. Oh my God, you're controlling. You don't want her to talk to you that way. No, I just don't like it. It's okay. Right? So if we can't even keep the context of what's going on and we're jumping to something else,
But
where's
all
that
of
coming
this,
from?
well, my point is, all of these are extremes. All
Right.
of these are extremes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And some people are just against relationships that look unhealthy. Doesn't mean that they're against all relationships.
What relationship you gonna have where you can't have?
And it
disagreement?
doesn't mean
'Cause-
that they have trauma. Some people just like, you know what? These two people shouldn't be together. Don't be together.
How could you get to that point because they had an argument about a clothes? I'm confused. And
Easy.
we're really advocating for one argument we see about clothes to say y'all shouldn't be together. Forget your family, your baby you have together. Not try to work it out or take it up. Y'all shouldn't be together.
Easy.
I think that's a piece of it, that people just aren't about doing work. I think it's
If he
like,
blows his nose too loud, it's time to go.
I just think, with a
Trauma.
lot of folks that not trauma, Daryl, but they don't want to do any work. It's like, okay, this is too hard. This is too much. So
Where
I'm
does
moving
that
on.
come from? This is a learned behavior due to what you've seen through past negative relationships where you're not even willing to work. You're willing to jump off the ship. For what reason? What are you going to go out there and do?
Again, but
Start
that's
a
not
new-
trauma.
It's not. If I'm already scarred because of what I think a relationship is and I'm jumping off before I even work to do it, what is that? That means you've seen something.
You
Your
didn't
point of
say
reference
scarred
is
the
not-
first time. Now you're
Right.
just adding
Now
words.
he adding scarred into it.
Worse.
Like, come
Did not
on.
say
Wait a minute.
scarred the
What-
first
what-
time.
what-
You
wait a minute.
You
What-
get more
what
and
am I
more
adding?
extreme.
You
added
added
What am I adding?
scars.
How do you get to the conclusion that you should stop being with somebody after one argument about clothes? Tell
You
me that. I'm
said
confused.
originally that if you've seen this as a child and or as a young person, if you've seen how this is how arguments happen, then you take that on as your own and use that to say this is why you shouldn't be together. That's exactly what you said. When you came
When did I
back,
say
then
that?
you said,
When did I say
"Oh,
that?
Scar."
We can rewind
Hey,
this.
can we rewind the tape?
That's a whole new.
Replay.
Hey, that's a
Rewind
whole
the
new
tape.
conversation. I didn't remember talking about no kid. I don't care where you learned it from, because you can learn it as you were older. That you said whatever it is for you to say that the end of relationship. If a healthy person would say, "Hey, look, you guys are having some issues. The way he's
Was I the
voicing is
only
not
person
okay."
that heard him say, "You seen this when you were young,
Yeah.
and this
I
is
heard that.
how"? Okay, all right. Go ahead. Now you can finish your lie. I
I
just
don't know what you're
wanted to
talking
be
about.
clear.
If you saw, listen. I said anyway, they had to come from somewhere. You have to get your point of reference somewhere for a relationship. If you get to the point where you can end a relationship over one thing, that's all we saw. One thing, end a relationship over that doesn't make sense. That's not even healthy. That's not even healthy to say. If someone was giving you advice about a relationship that you were going through something, they would give you healthy advice. Like, hey, maybe you guys shouldn't do this here. Maybe you guys need to talk about clothes. Maybe not. Oh my God, you're controlling. Leave him, girl. You make more money than him. You don't need this. You don't need that. He can't talk. That's crazy. He can't. It's no safe space for him. He's not allowed to voice his opinion.
Not publicly. Anyway.
Not publicly.
Not publicly. Let's add that.
Right. But she's allowed to publicly go out there and be naked
later.
Yep.
Yeah, he should have. He should have. He absolutely should have.
Yeah,
He
that was
should
the
have
main
talked to her
thing.
later.
Mhm.
But again,
So let me ask you this. Let's take this back to a workplace situation, because I also heard people saying, or I've read people saying, well, she's a celebrity, he's a celebrity, so they were just doing the celebrity thing. That's professionalism. That's like a workplace kind of thing. So is that the same thing?
I don't know what you're talking
What
about.
do you
To me, I
guys
don't care
think?
about being celebrity. I don't care about that. We're all people at the end of the day. We all have feelings. So again, you've seen other people who were in the same thing and they respected their man or woman differently than she so-called respected. So it doesn't matter. It's about your own personal preference and how you view relationships or how you view respect, right? And maybe they didn't talk about it. Maybe they never talked about it to know that this would bother, or maybe this is the first time it came up, right? And he responded. He reacted. He didn't respond. He just reacted,
Right.
being and whatever else come with it, the jealousy and everything, and he blurted this out, right? Maybe that's what happened. We don't know, but I think it's still up to.
And now that you're
the
talking,
people.
when you mention respect, I'm wondering if people see her as disrespecting him, so the relationship is not a good one because she already doesn't have respect for him.
But the same thing, because if we don't know what respect looks like for each other, right? Like we don't know. That's what I'm saying. It could be the first time. I don't know if they talked about it before. If they talked about it before, definitely that's a different subject, right? Hey, I told you before, I don't like you doing this. You keep doing it. Now you're doing it on video in front of people. Now my friends are seeing.
Right.
Now you're really disrespecting me out. That's different, right? But if it's kind of the first time, I don't remember her doing this with anybody else, right? So if this is really the first time it took place, this is one of the things we kind of talked about. Sometimes in relationships, things come up in real time, and then you have to deal with them. And I think it was dealt with wrong in the beginning, right? And they should have been able to talk. I believe, hey, look, y'all need to take that off here, go talk about it and figure this out. Y'all got a kid, family.
And some
My
people
answer-
said that.
Right.
And do we
But
know
most
that they
of the-
didn't? Do we know
most of-
for a fact that they did not talk about it?
They did
Well,
not.
she just posted a lot of
We don't.
videos about
We don't.
it not being a thing for her. So
Okay, yeah, I
Right,
saw
right.
a few.
So let's double down on this disrespect. But again, at the end of the day, who are we hurting? Right? We should be trying to build our families. We're so used to, again, everything is just.
and I think that's
Easy
part of
to-
the reason people co-signed it, because they feel like they riding for her. So they gonna co-sign that quote unquote disrespect.
Again, but is that? I don't know. Even if we go back even deeper down the rabbit, we're talking about black families being together, but your guys are co-signing for a family to not be together. I'm confused at
Which
how
is
that.
why one of the reasons we talk often about not talking about all the negative stuff in your relationship to your family members and friends, because 9 times out of 10, if you're saying I'm leaving him or I'm leaving her because they done did XYZ, what your friends gonna say?
Right.
Right.
But see, it's tough. If again, this is any relationship. If you get a video and for a man it's your woman, or a woman it's your man, you see them on this video doing something that you find to be disrespectful, that is going to bother you, right? You're going to have some issues with what you see. I mean, I don't think we should all jump on that's ridiculous if we start airing our grievances on social media. That's ridiculous. But what I'm saying is that could be a problem, right? And you're going to have to deal with whatever, and it may be something you didn't know was the issue.
And that's why you go to your work wife or husband.
Listen, that's why they're there, Leanne. That's why they're there.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen, a work wife, a work husband.
Listen to me.
Right. Leanne, I think it's like a spare tire, right? When the tire in your car go, you go to work and you get what you need. Like, she can't give it to me at home because we're arguing. I can get my hug here.
Exactly. You just need a tune up. You just need a tune up real quick.
A tune up.
Right.
Hey, this is way off topic, but it just came to my mind as we're talking about this stuff. What do you think about people who work in the sex trade or the sex industry as their jobs, and they are married or have mates? Like, if you're a stripper and you're a stripper plus, those are the ones that do a little bit more than just strip.
I'm about to say, what is a stripper plus?
If you're a stripper plus,
the platinum
like,
stripper.
whoa.
Right.
That's the platinum one.
This AI stuff is going crazy.
And you have a spouse or a mate, and that part of your job is to please other people.
Yeah.
It's funny if you talk about it. They're not really. It's some podcaster that he and his wife, he allowed her to have sexual relations with another man. This just happened, and everybody's going crazy about it because then she went out. Then she started talking about like sex was better with the other man. He was bigger.
That's the risk you take.
Neck.
That is a risk,
right? And people are like, this is insane. But then they started talking about, can you really be in a real relationship with someone that you're allowing to have sex with other people? Can you really love that person?
Well, you define your own relationship. That's you
I'm
can.
with Ruth.
You can.
I'm with Ruth. I don't know.
It's
because when you talked about it earlier.
You're never with Ruth now. Sorry, Leanne.
You talked about it earlier, not liking her physical, but was very attracted to her, inner. So
yeah, but Leanne, if someone else was in her inners, I wouldn't like her. Something about somebody being inside of her makes me not like her at all. All it just runs out.
Oh, God. Leanne, finish your thought. Try to stay on. Go. Finish.
I lost it. It's gone.
So it ain't nothing to talk about. For me, if someone else is with my woman, right? I don't know how much I can respect her, right? How much could I look at her? Because I think that, and that's just me, and how I feel, what a relationship should be. So another man is doing what I'm doing, what's special?
But if you agreed on it, if you agreed to it together, that's
Ruth,
different.
I can't even. I wouldn't agree to shit.
You know what, Daryl?
Hey, Ruth, I wouldn't agree to.
No, listen to me. Listen, people agree to all kinds of things that we might consider weird in a relationship.
This is my question. My question: you may agree to it, but how much is your heart involved in it? How much do you lose respect for that person, even though you agreed, even though you're staying around for whatever reason? How much every time they do something? How much do you lose a little bit of your respect or love or whatever for that person? You know what I mean?
That's something that Ruby D had talked about in her interview. She was saying that for a period of their marriage, they were polyamorous, I guess you'll call it that. Where and he had convinced her to do this, but she said she never liked it. She never wanted it to be that way. She always wanted it to be just him and her.
Then why did she agree to it?
Because again, there's
probably
other
to
reasons
keep her
we do
man.
stuff.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Time out. stop acting like everybody doesn't do things they don't like to do to keep their partner.
Yeah, but there are limits to that. There are limits to that.
You have, but whatever your limits are, you're still doing it. Don't make someone else's limits worse or better than yours. We all make choices.
No, but I said, then why did she stay? That was a question I had there.
Well, what I'm saying, just like there's reasons you stated things you don't like. It's not that it's better.
Well, yeah, but we all have those boundaries for ourselves.
Well, that's what I mean. But that's the same thing. We do have boundaries. So I'm not going to ask why she stayed. She stayed because she cared about him and she was willing to do this for him, which we all do things for our people we're with. No one is outside of doing certain things. And again, we do have a line to cross, but I'm not saying anybody's line is better.
No, I'm not saying that either. But I'm saying for her to bring it up later and say she was very much not liking it. That's why I'm asking. You know, again, why talk about it? Why say you don't like it now?
Oh, because even later, listen, we do talk about things. We'll talk about things as little as it may be a little less, but it's taking out the trash. We learn how to deal with it.
Back to the
right.
Damn.
We learn how to deal with it. We all do things. We learn this trash is never going to go away. I'm letting you guys know this will be forever. Okay.
Damn.
Hashtag trash forever.
Damn.
But it's something that we find ways to get through things because there's always things about people that might be annoying or quirky that bother you, and you find a way to get through it. Right.
Yes, I agree, Daryl.
But it still could bother you. It still could bother you.
You still could ask why. You could still ask that person, what made you stay? I'm curious. That's all.
Oh, she loved him.
How do you know that? How do you know?
Or money. Or maybe it was money.
That's two big different things there. Maybe
or maybe it was security. Well, you said two different things, but love and money go hand in hand today because the more money I have, the more love I get.
Or maybe she didn't have self-esteem. There's so many things you could say about it, Daryl, that we don't know.
And I don't remember
everything's a self-esteem
the
issue.
reasons she listed for doing it, but I think it had something to do with her love for him and wanting him to be happy.
Yeah.
Right. But I wonder, I do agree with Ruth. I wonder what was it in her to say, okay, he needs another woman. So she had to feel there was I don't know. I'm surmising that she felt like Ruth that maybe I'm lacking in somewhere. Maybe the body shape was different, something that he needed that I couldn't really provide. So I'm gonna let him do this.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that true of open marriages too? That people decide that you can have another partner.
Another what?
Another partner in an open marriage. People decide that.
Right. I don't. Again. That's. I can't even fathom that.
There are a lot of folks that do, Daryl.
I'm not saying that. I just
some
don't
people
know
do
the
it.
rationale.
Some people have done it because they were worn down by their partner.
Damn, me tearing her ass up like that.
I mean, asking
that way.
Could be the other way around.
May have been that way too, Doc.
Please, somebody get this nigga off me.
Yeah, going over there with her.
I need help. Tag me out.
I could think about that. Like, going over there. Where's your other wife at?
Oh, hilarious.
People have different reasons for different things. They do.
Right.
I don't know. So that's not for you, Daryl. Open marriage, that wouldn't work.
I don't think it would. I don't think. I'm just not like. I'm I'm too jealous. I'm worried about attention and like you with her more than with me, or I just be with one girl more than other. I know I'm giving somebody more attention. Like she what that mouth do over here, yours don't. So I'm gonna stay over here.
Oh my.
So I know I couldn't be even straight down the middle like I would have to be.
She couldn't have another husband. I was talking about the other way.
Sorry.
That's sweet.
Yeah. Hey, Leah, what is she talking about? that don't even exist. That is nothing. That's something that doesn't exist. Yeah, no, I'm definitely not doing that.
It doesn't.
That doesn't even make sense. That don't even make sense. Only one sword in this fight.
I saw a show like that, and the woman has 3 husbands, actually.
Yeah, 3 husbands and no uterus.
Wow.
That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work.
She's happy. They seem to be. I don't know.
And she made the money, right?
No, she's not. She's actually not working. So they bring all the money to her. All the goodies come to her.
Okay.
Oh, she must got something
Nice.
between her legs. She
Is
must got
that
that sunshine.
What's the name of that show? It's a name. I can't think of the name. My brother. No, is it my brother?
It's called like Train or something like
No,
that. Running
it's-
the Train.
It's my husband, my brother, and me. Something like I don't know.
My husband, my brother,
But
and
meaning
me.
brother
What?
bringing in another husband. That's what she meant. Yeah. I got to get the title, but it's a show. It's a show.
Oh wow.
And they're all very happy, or they appear to be. And she's 49, almost 50. She's doing it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called Make Believe Show. This is
No,
a show that's not
it
real.
doesn't look make believe.
Hey, the guys
yeah.
might be. What do you call that? Like the voyeurs?
Yeah, they could
like
be.
to watch their partner go at it with another.
Could be all of that.
I thought
I
you
don't
were
know about
talking about the
cuckolding.
woman.
Cuckolding.
Yeah.
I gotta look up this show.
I think it was posted in one of the groups where the woman there's a black woman and she has two husbands, or one of she's legally married to, and the other one is in the relationship with them.
Well, this one, she went and had a
What you talking
ceremony
about
for
her?
both of them, and then they're bringing in a third one now. So
Wow.
Hey, people
Oh,
do anything
wow.
for TV. Anything for TV.
I'm gonna get the name of that show. I want you to watch it.
Yeah, it's called Disney Fairy Tale.
But Sister Wives is cool with you.
No,
Oh,
none of it's
yeah.
cool with me.
Yeah.
None of it's cool with me. I told you, even that doesn't make sense to me either. First of all, one woman is a problem. Like you got three nags. Like where are they? Who signs up for that? Like, wow, I'm not even mentally strong
do
enough
you
for
guys
that.
do you guys hear Daryl's trauma?
Oh yeah, it is trauma.
Starring,
It is trauma.
starring-
I can barely take one person to tell me to take the trash out. You got three? Oh, we ain't. That doesn't even make sense. You know what I
Oh
mean?
my gosh.
Oh my goodness. Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, so Sister Wives not good.
All
I'm
right,
a
so
woman.
as we wrap up this conversation about work sex, one of the things you need to know is, what does the workplace say? You know, are there rules against fraternizing?
Right. I mean, it depends on the job. Some jobs do have the fraternization policies and things of that nature. But I think even if it's not written, a subordinate relationships is usually very much not.
Exactly. Very
I mean, that's
frowned
why
upon.
you try to
And
be
if
as
it
straight
does-
as possible.
Right, and well, if it's definitely a subordinate type thing, they want that to come to HR ASAP. Soon as you get the number, you should be going like, listen, this is what's going on, so they can move you guys so you're not around each other, or able to influence certain things and have some protections about it. But at the end
No
of the
one
day,
wants a lawsuit.
well, listen, workplace relationships are terrible because they all end, right? And then what happens when they end? That becomes the problem.
Yeah, if you have to be around the person still working with them, yeah, that could be a problem. But the last question was, could they be the one? So would you forego that relationship when you might miss out on having the one?
Well, a lot of people are going for the one that's closest to them at lunchtime. So, like, it's hard to beat the one that can be there for lunch every day. Like, that's difficult.
Wow. Wow.
Some
I
people
wonder
smoke
what the
cigarettes.
stats are.
Mm.
I wonder.
I know, I'm curious. I didn't.
I wonder
look
what
it
those
up, but-
stats are with them being the one, because I could see it happening.
I think
And
a lot
then
of
I
people
wonder
did-
if you could trust your mate to go work for another job. 'Cause you know
Exactly.
how you
Yes.
got them.
Yes.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know, I know how you get down, you job floozy.
The keyboards click and turn you on, don't it?
You know what I mean? I know all about your keyboard strokes. Your strokes on keyboard.
That's a new title, Job Music.
So yeah, that's a very interesting point, because people will be afraid. Some people are afraid, I should say, when they think that you have a certain MO.
Well, I would say real fast, I don't know, because a lot of times when people, say you're cheating with somebody and you know they're cheating, that's how you got them, and you still wipe them up. Like, why wouldn't you think that she's going to do the same thing to you? I think our hubris doesn't allow us to believe that it's going to happen to us. And that's why it happens to us, because you didn't believe it was going to happen.
I mean, I hear women say that all the time. How you got them is how you lose them.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
right.
Even though some people make it through those things.
Right, some do. And I don't know the numbers on it, so we can't speak to it. But I know it could probably, like you said, like Leanne pointed out, it's going to be in the back of your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This is how it could be. But I said, I know as a man, most likely you're going to try not to think about that because your ego doesn't allow you to think someone can take what you took. You're
That
better than
ego
everybody
again,
else.
huh? Here we go with that ego.
Yeah,
again.
you're better than everybody else. That ego keep you safe. If not, the dudes with weak ego, that's the one that is climbing in your window and tracking your car.
Oh my!
That means your ego is fragile. You really believe they're gonna leave, and you're gonna stop it.
Stop
So-
it.
Because I don't care how much effort you put into trying to prevent someone from cheating, you can't stop it.
No.
So you might as well live your life and be okay and not
Yes.
worry
Not really
about it.
true.
And that
That's
came
not
up in the group,
that's not
right?
really
How
true.
do you stop somebody from cheating? You don't.
No, you lock them in the
Yeah.
basement. And guess what? They can't cheat when you're locked in the basement.
They're still going to
I'm,
find a
I'm
way.
here to give answers.
They'll
I got
still
answers.
figure out a
They're
way.
going to still find a way to get out
And
and
the
get.
man come to change the locks for the basement.
That's it.
Usually when you lock them in the basement, you're the only one in or out. Okay, you ain't having nobody
Oh.
checking on the girl you have locked in the basement. That wouldn't be smart. That's how you get locked up.
a lot
Wow.
of people spend too much time and energy worrying about it.
And that's why it happens. You really push the person to doing it by worrying
I'll
so
say
much.
that.
Right?
No, really think about it. If someone's always accusing you, you accuse me, now I'm gonna do it. Or if you're always constantly on, that's why the relationship ends too. If you're always on somebody about what they doing, it gets overwhelming. You get tired of that,
Yeah.
especially if you're not doing that. Like if you're doing
And you
something,
can
you gotta
create
be
a
like,
self-fulfilling prophecy with it, like you said.
Yeah, that's what I'm
you
saying.
Keep
Yeah.
accusing. Yeah, you keep accusing.
at least they're gonna leave because they get tired of that. You get tired of hearing, like especially if you're not doing something. Now, if I'm doing something, then I'm gonna take it because I know I'm wrong, but I'm gonna lie about me being wrong. I'm gonna be right, but I can't really leave because I know in my heart that they're right, but I'm lying to them.
Wow.
Oh, so that's the secret. All right, ladies. So if you're accusing him and he's chilling on it, then he's really doing it.
He's really
Wait a
guilty.
minute, wait a minute.
Yep.
Women cheat
That's
more
what
than
I
men.
heard,
What are you talking
Doc.
about, ladies? What do you mean? Women cheat more than men?
Oh,
It's
here
just
we
getting
go.
real-
Here we go.
getting
Here we
real
go with that
upset
snap,
about it.
Leanne. He keeps bringing them back.
Exactly.
Wow. Woo. Mm-mm-mm.
All right, any last words, guys? Let's wrap this up.
With job stuff,
Just
don't
know
do
what
it.
you're getting into. Yeah, it's not the best place to meet your,
Don't do
your
it.
soulmate. But some people say that person might have fell in love with them at first sight. But be careful. Check the rules and regulations of your job. Make sure that this is a consensual situation, so that you don't get yourself or your job in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, damn that. Turn your music on. Let it happen. Okay? That's what you gotta do. Turn your music on.
Certainly don't turn music on.
Right?
Oh.
In the stairwell.
Bring it in the stairwell.
Hey, listen, there's closets at work. There's empty
Woo!
offices.
No, folks,
You know
don't
what I
listen
mean?
to that.
There's
Not
parking
quiet.
lot. There's parking lot. What do you mean?
There's
Ask people
cameras
here
in
doing
all
it
parking
already.
lots.
There's
Don't
cameras
do that.
everywhere.
There's cameras in all
Hey.
parking lots. Don't
Hey,
do
listen. I don't know who these two prudes are, but this is happening all over the world, okay?
Just because we
Hey,
work
Leanne,
from home don't
Leanne,
make us
tell
a
'em.
prude.
Hey, Leanne, it's happening all over the world, ain't it?
What? No. Mm-mm.
Unlike the
that.
Leanne checks
Don't
before
get her in that mess.
Leanne checks before she agrees with the yes.
Yeah, right. Hey, listen. Hey, we want to thank you for joining us on a Thursday. It was a great conversation. Please hit our Nothing But Answers YouTube channel, like, subscribe, hit that notification button so you can be notified anytime we have a show. And thank you for joining our groups and commenting and keep it going on. And we'll see you tomorrow. And Ruth will be here because she has to be. There we go.
I'll
Hey, you
be
guys,
here
have a good night. It was nice seeing you
Damn.
guys.
Oh my God.
Let it happen at work, guys.